Reading is the answer. 60 minutes is the recommended daily PA by World Health Organization. So the question of the day is, what is your goal in life? Please pa-comment nga sa chat box your goal in life. Lalalim na mga questions, right? What is your goal in life? Goal in life lang ha. Please comment. Mahirap ba na tanong yan? What is your goal in life? At goal mo in a phrase maybe, in a word, okay lang. What is your goal in life? Goal. Ano yung goal mo in life? Please comment your answer. Hmm? Yan nga natin kung sinong unang mag-answer. What is your goal in life? Goal lang. Ano yung gusto mong maging? To be healthy and physically fit. Thank you, Lawrence. To finish my studies. Thank you, Vincenzo. Successful, Gabriel. Thank you for responding. Tatato lang. Jed Clarence, sabi niya, to graduate and pass the board exam. Okay, anong board exam yun, Jed? Board exam for to become successful. Alexia, what the others? Jenlyn, Rodeline, ano kayo? What is your goal in life? To become successful. So, to become a successful veterinarian by Gianna. You, I like your participation for today. Very mabilis kayo mag-reply. Wala na? Who wants to share his or her goal in life? Okay, so thank you for responding. The next question is, what is your fitness goal? Yan, that's our, malapit na tayo sa ating lesson. Introduction pa lang mga to. What is your fitness goal? What do you mean when we say fitness goal? Do something without undue fatigue, right? So what is your fitness goal? To be specific, uh, what is your body goals? I should say, body goals. Yung gusto mong mangyari, mag-improve, yung physical, physical health. Let me know by sharing that in your, what you call this one, yan sa chat box, please. What is your fitness goal? What is your fitness goal? Please share. To become, palaging nauna si ano si Lawrence. I believe si Lawrence na naman ang mauna or baka merong makapag yan, talagang si Lawrence na una. To improve my body figure and healthy. Okay, to maintain a good posture. Thank you. Ang bilis nila Lawrence at Vincenzo Very good mga to. And B, okay. Lawrence, who else? Who wants to share? What is your fitness goal? Because if you don't want to share, I will be sharing this one. Look at this. Who is this picture? What is his name? What is the name of this teacher? Sa-comment nga sa chat box, please. Grade 11. because our lesson for today is we set fitness goal, just like this person. So for year 2012, 50 kilos lang siya. Look at this. And then in the year 2018, naging 85 kilos. And then today, okay, diyak makita presentation. Okay, when these are the challenges na talaga. So hopefully makita tumadla yung Lawrence. Ayan. Ito yung presentation person. So from 50 kilos, 85 kilos. So naging 68 kilos na siya in the year 2020. So who else can see kung sino yung teacher na to? Jed Clarence said that he is Sir Ariel Jesus. Tama, obviously, si Sir Ariel yan. So, could you imagine, no? Grade 11, in the year 2012, that was 8 years ago, 50 kilos siya. And then, 2018, naging 85 kilos, if you can see. And then, in this year, 68 kilos. Then, the question is, what is your fitness goal? Ang kanyang fitness goal, Mr. Ariel Jesus, ginawa ko example, is from 85 kilos, naging 68 kilos siya. So, ang goal niya is to lose weight, obviously. Yeah. So, do you want to know his secret? Comment yes. Reply na lang sa comment box, sa chat box, please. Grade 11. Grade 11. Hello, can you hear me? Grade 11. Please comment on the chat box. Meron siyang secret. And I will not proceed if kung walang magre-reply or chat box. Yun. Thumbs up kay Incenso Miguel. So, siya lang. Thank you for responding. Itong kanyang secret. Janlyn, Gianna. Okay, do you want to know the secret of Sir Ariel? So, sabihin ko na ba? Okay. So, technically, these are his secrets. Ang dami, no? Because our lesson for today is we set fitness goals. So, hindi na to secret. Right? It was explained yearly na to in our physical education class from grade 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have here the principle of physical activity. We have 4 principles lang. Itatakal natin. We have also the FIT principle. FIT means frequency, intensity, time, type. And then the parts of exercise, of which I know, you know this one, warm up, workout, cool down. So meron pa siyang secret, sasabihin ko later, ano yung specific secret, Mr. Ariel, and how he managed to be like in this one. So let's start with the principles of physical activity. We have the overload principle. So underlying the overload principle, we are in the FIT, sa baba siya. So this principle pertains to doing more than the normal. This is what we call the overload principle, more than the normal. What you are doing, it means to boost your fitness, strength, or endurance. Workload is extended accordingly. Applying these training principles will cause long-term adaptation, enable the body to figure more efficiently to give with higher level of performance. So madaling sabi, if you manage to jog for what do you call that one, 10 minutes a day, with regards to overload principle, dadagdagan mo yun. So you make that 20 minutes. Next week, you make that 30 minutes. Yan ang overload principle. In terms of food intake, for example, this week, meron tayong tinatawag na carbo loading. Yeah. Carbo loading is intaking of carbohydrates specifically, or just like example, perfect example natin is rice. It's called carbo loading. When we say overload principle, this week, kaya mong 1 cup of rice. So following the principle of overload, next week, depende sa fitness mo, mano a cup of rice then? Please comment. Please comment. This week, for example, 1 cup of rice. So applying the overload principle, ilan na kaya next week? Next week, applying the overload principle. Ilan nga natin? Please comment. Grade 11. Hello, grade 11. If we say overload principle in terms of carbo loading, this week, if your target is to become more bulky, okay, so this week it's 1 cup of rice. So malamang next week, you will have 2 cups of rice. So this week, you have the 5 push-ups. Ibang push-up yun, ha? So next week, you can add with regards to the overload principle. That is, you add. That's the principle of overloading. For example, yung mga basketball player, this time or this week, mag-shoot sila sa 3 points ng mga 5. Yeah. So next week, following the principle of overload, it will be 10 and 3 points. Yung overload. So let us apply that in your self-study. Overload principle is every day, this week, 20 minutes na self-studying. So you read for 20 minutes. Yan lang muna para hindi ka masyado mabigla. For next week, gawin mo ng 25 minutes or 30 minutes. Depende sa yung pacing. That is to simplify the overload principle. So next, the principle of progression. Just like the overload principle, this is the gradual and systematic increase within a workload over a period of time. If overload occurs and increase rapidly, it may lead to injury or muscle damage. On the other hand, if it increases slowly, the improvement is unlikely. So, principle of progression, dapat gradual. Inot, aanin mo biglain na todo exercise. For example, nagsumba ka ngayon, this week, kaya mo ng 20 minutes muna. So, or today, 20 minutes. So, wag mo naman biglain ang sarili mo na gawin mong 2 hours tomorrow. It should be, kung ngayon ay 20 minutes, dagdagan mo lang ng at least 5 minutes. So, 25 minutes lang yung workout for tomorrow. That is the principle of progression. Now, we proceed with principle of specificity. Now, to simplify this principle of specificity, for example, if you want to improve the skill in badminton, for example, Gabriel, are you here? Gabriel? Okay, Gabriel.
Sir?
Okay, please comment kung ano yung mga skill ng badminton. Isang skill lang sa badminton, Gabriel. Job. Isang skill lang sa badminton. Kahit isa lang. Agility, correct. Specify natin ano yung mga different yung paghawak ng badminton, pag-receive. Oh. We have the forehand, backhand. Correct, very good. Okay. So, example ko si Gabriel, so saan ka dyan masyadong nahihirapan, Gab? Forehand o backhand stroke? Forehand o backhand? Wow, kayang-kaya niya na lahat. Pero yung sa dalawang yan saan dyan yung hindi mo masyadong gamay with regards to your ability in badminton? Forehand o backhand? Ano yung mas mahirap dyan? Forehand o backhand? Forehand. So, forehand. So, if you are going to follow this principle of specificity, kung magte-training ka, saan ka mag-focus? Forehand o backhand? Forehand. Correct. Why? Because yung backhand, medyo mamaster mo na. In terms of principle of specificity, i-specify mo lang kung ano yung target skill ang gusto mong i-develop. Yan yung principle of specificity. Okay? O, example natin, subject. Pinakamahirap na subject. Or, paki-comment na lang, thank you, Gab, ha? So, paki-comment na lang kung anong subject yung mas medyo nahihirapan ka. Subject na medyo mas nahihirapan ka. Please comment. Tingnan nga natin. Please comment, grade 11. Math. Math? Anong math yan? Kasi I believe marami kang math. Gen math. Precal. Oh. Precalculus. Gen math. Precal. So yan, yung top 2 natin talaga, Gen math. So if you're going to follow the principle of specificity, okay? I know you will going to review all subjects, right? But when you follow the principle of specificity, alam mo na kung saan ka medyo nahirapan, specify mo na. Doon ka maglaan ng maraming time for this. Nakita nyo na, dito kayo nahirapan sa Gen Math at Precal. So, you will focus more on this subject. But not, of course, but hindi nyo dapat pabayaan yung ibang subject. That's the explanation for principle of specificity. Okay. Gets ba? In basketball, for example, saan kayo mas nahirapan? Sa free throw, layup, o 3 points? Please comment. Free throw, layup, o 3 points? Free throw, layup, o 3 points? Layup. So, thank you, Lawrence. So, kapag alam mo na kung saan ka na, doon ka muna mag-focus. That is the simpler explanation of principle of specificity. You specify. Yeah. Kung ano yung target muscle, kung anong target skill. Okay? Proceed. Principle of reversibility. So, that is on your page 2 and 5. 2 to 5, I should say. So, to simplify this, principle of reversibility, if you stop training, if you stop improving, yan yung nangyayari. Magre-reverse. Kung hindi mo tinuloy-tuloy ang pag-practice, pag-train, kung hindi consistent ang yung training, talaga mangyayari ang principle of reversibility. Kaya nga reverse. So, the effect of training will be lost if the training is discontinued. So, dapat tuloy-tuloy lang. Tuloy-tuloy. So, these are the 4 principles. Yeah. So, overload, principle of progression, principle of specificity, Principle of reversibility. So, if you want to proceed, comment lang yung snack nyo ngayon para may commercial, okay? Pa-comment naman yung snack natin, merienda natin today. So that we proceed now to the next. Second topic. Tatlo topic natin, ha? Tatlo. Comment your snack. Favorite snack na lang. Grade 11. Na all my snack. Anong snack mo, Maui? Wala. Favorite na lang. Favorite ninyong snack. Favorite ninyong, your favorite merienda. Kape. Wow, caffeine. Very big gab. Since meron na nag-comment na isa, we proceed now. So, again, we have this. This is to remind you that if you have goal, kaya ma-achieve yan. Just look at Sir Ariel. So, from 50 kilos 2012, 85 kilos 2018, and then 68 kilos year 2020. Ang kanyang secret, eto na, sineshare ko na. So, second topic, the FIT principle. FIT means frequency, intensity, time, and type. So, we begin with the frequency. When you say frequency, the question here is, how many times do you exercise? Yan lang ang explanation ng frequency. Is it 3 times a week or 5 times a week? That is frequency. So, if you target to lose weight, kung once a week ka lang mag-exercise, medyo malabo yan. It should be 3 to 5 times a week. Or kung kaya, everyday na exercise. If you really want to target to lose weight. Ayan, that is for frequency. Now, if you want to gain weight, of course, you add a little bit of carbs in your diet, carbohydrates. So that's how you target. Meron siyang frequency, the F principle or the FIT principle. That is frequency, how many times a week. That's the question for frequency. So your frequency often depends on the spread of things. Yeah. 3 to 5 times a week is safe frequency for each component of health-related physical fitness. For cardio, meaning yung cardiovascular fitness, moderate exercise 5 or more days every week. If your goal is to lose weight, you'll need to work often up to 6 or more days a week. Yan yung for cardio. For strength training, your muscle training, 2 to 3 consecutive days a week. It should be 1 to 2 days between each sessions para naman hindi ka mag-muscle sore. That's for frequency. Next, for intensity, the question here is, how hard is your training? Yan yun. Or how hard is your exercise? For example, you jog na meron kayong nakakabit na weight sa paa mo. Pwede yun. Yung sandbag, pwedeng ilagay sa paa and then you jog. That's how to increase intensity. So that kapag tinanggal mo na yon, mas mabilis ka nang tumakbo. So the question here is, how hard, how intense it, how intense. So you will monitor this intensity by your heart rate or your pulse rate. Moderate intensity and for interval training, it should be done at a high intensity for a shorter period of time. For strength, and yung mga reps is repetition. 12 to 20, 2 to 3 sets for your strength training. Ano itong strength training? You weight lift. Yung mga magagaan lang, of course, muna. Huwag niyong biglain. That's for intensity, how hard your exercise is. That's for I. So for time, for T. Time is, the question here is, how long do you exercise? For example, nag-jog ka, 2 minutes lang na jogging. So, hindi yon effective. Okay? So, your workout, for a beginner, you should work out for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Like note, you work out sa bahay lang muna. In your house, sabi niya dito, sa note sa baba, you must pass the PARQ. Ano yung PARQ? Physical Assessment Readiness Questionnaire. That's 7 questions. Kapag meron pang no, you are not allowed to do physical activities. Remember your module 1. Nandun yun, yung PARQ ninyo. So, it should be 15 to 20 minutes only. You must wear proper attire, hanga nakachinelas. Of course, if you jog, para mas maganda, rubber shoes. And then, you should work out 2 hours after eating kasi mas maganda ang tapos na yung digestion ng food para hindi ka magkaroon ng appendicitis. Kaya, and then stay hydrated. Meron ka dapat nakabang na water, towel, and then with close supervision, meron kang kasama sa bahay. So, take note bawal lumabas ngayon. That is 4 times. How long? The suggested cardio exercise is 30 to 60 minutes. So, for a beginner, it's 15 to 20 minutes. For teenagers, it should be 16 minutes kung kaya. Kapag hindi kaya, dito ka muna sa 15 to 20. Next, for the type of training or type of exercise, it will depend. Kaya, kung anong gusto mong improve. For example, you want to gain muscles in the upper body. So, your triceps and biceps ang involved, push-up ang training dyan. Push-up ang exercise. Now, if you want to increase your cardiovascular fitness, jumping jack ang kailangan dyan. Or do jogging. Kung pasado ka na sa parkour, kung wala kang sakit, okay? Ganun yun. Different type of exercise. Kung player ka naman ng basketball, of course, you do the cardio. Kung player ka ng badminton, you do the agility. Okay? Yung crisscross, pwede mga training yon. So, to simplify this what type of exercise? Take note iba't ibang type of exercise, iba't iba rin for each type of body, for each individual. Magkakaiba tayo. So, the exercise for your classmate, maaaring hindi siya applicable to you because first, hindi kayo pareho ng goal. Okay? Second, hindi kayo pareho ng body type, hindi kayo pareho ng diet at nutrition. So, hindi kayo pareho ng physical ability. So, magkakaiba, different set of goals, iba-iba rin ang exercise. For example, gusto mo magpapayat. Of course, your training or your exercise will focus more on cardio. Kung pareho kayo ng exercise ng gustong magpataba, or magpapayat, I should say. So, magkaiba kayo ng exercise. So, that is the FIT principle. Okay? So, to simplify, mas pinadali pa natin, ito yung, meron tayong konting table here. So, the FIT principle table, so, frequency of exercise, how often, beginners, ito na siya. Meron na kayong guide. So, take note na lang sa baba, pass the PARQ, wear proper attire, work out 2 hours after eating, stay hydrated. Of course, stay home. Sa bahay lang muna kasi we're on the pandemic pa. So, intensity of exercise, how hard? Beginner lang muna tayo, beginner. Until such time na we improve na. So, that is the FIT principle. So, mas madali, mas pinadali. In short, meron na tayong goal in mind. while exercising. Hanya dati, basta zumba-zumbalatan, basta exercise. We have some principles to follow para maging mas effective ang ating exercise. Now, if you follow this fifth principle, again, this is to remind you that Sir Ariel achieved this one. From 50 kilos, naging 85 kilos, carbo loading lang yan, ginawa niya, and then to 68 kilos in the year 2020. So, ang ginawa niya, less carbs, more on protein. Ano yung mga food na rich in protein, meat, lean meat hindi masyadong fatty, less sugar pa siya, less carbs, less oily food. Yan yung ginawa niya. Sir, hanya nagra-rice ni Sir Ariel when naputak at that time hanya nagra-rice. So how do we substitute rice? We are Asian. Yeah. That's our basic food, rice. So, of course, ibang kanyang katawan. So, nakita yung from 50 kilos here, magandang kanyang metabolism, mabilis. Mabilis ang intake ng kanyang mga calories. Kaya, you can achieve this one. I set this just for your inspiration, okay? So, less carbs, less fatty foods, less sugar, and then more on protein siya, and gulay at prutas. That's it. That's how he achieved that. And then we have this part of an exercise program, the warm up, workout, cool down. Now, if you are really physically educated, kung talagang nagka-klase ka sa PE, you must know this one, 3 process. Yung kasing iba na hindi nag-klase sa PE, direct workout na kagad, which is very delikado. Why? Because wala siyang warm up, wala siyang cool down. Example ko na lang, yung mga nagbabasketball sa barbarangay. Example ko lang pagsin ko lang. Diretso na agad na workout. Diretso agad na play. So, dapat meron mo ng warm up, merong cool down. Itong warm up, kasi it will prepare the body for more strenuous activity. Yan, it increases the blood flow to the working muscles. And then, based on research, the warmer the body and muscle, the higher the muscular output. Why? Kasi na-stretch ng ating mga muscles, less cramps pa to. A good warm-up also prepares your heart, your muscles, and joints for the next activity by decreasing joint stiffness. At least 5 to 10 minutes of low to moderate intensity aerobic exercise with lighter weight. That is for your warm-up. So, karoon ng warm-up, 5 to 10 minutes. And then the main activity, the workout, 15 to 60 minutes aerobic, resistance, muscular, and or sports activities. I suggest yung energy jump. Pwede yung energy jump for the workout. Kung kaya, kung nasa note sa baba, kung pasado ka sa PARQ, wala kang sakit, wala kang history, medical history, wala kang fracture, okay? So, doon ka lang pwede mag-exercise. Remember your goals. For a beginner, at least 15 to 30 minutes exercise load. So, ganyan lang muna. Beginner lang muna tayo. And then, for cooling down, this is very essential so that the heart rate and blood pressure shall recover gradually. Para hindi naman mabiglan agad-agad na after exercise, tugaw. Paulaw kayo ng kaubig. So, dapat meron kayong cool down. Okay? Marathoners, it will help regulate blood flow. At least 5 to 10 minutes of low to moderate intensity aerobic exercise with lighter weight. So, to be more scientific, meron tayong mga MET equivalents of common aerobic activities. Ano ba itong MET equivalents of common? Nasa page 8 yan. So, MET method for assessing aerobic intensity. Ito siya. metabolic equivalent. We have here the energy expenditure and the light intensity aerobic activity. Okay, kailang grade 11? Kaya pa? Okay. We have here mathematically and scientifically nandito mga numbers. Walking slowly, that is 2.0. This is aerobic intensity as milliliter per kilogram per minute of oxygen being consumed. So, na-compute yung per minute of oxygen being consumed. So, ibig sabihin, mas magandang respiration, the lighter the MET, mas konti, 2.0, just like walking. So, 2.0 lang siya. Ito yung na-consume na oxygen. Ayan. This is how you compute for intensity. So, in short, walking is just light intensity. Compared mo siya sa sport. So, nandito siya, basketball is 8. In short, grade 11, this is how you quantify kung gaano kayo kapagod. Aside from the heart rate or pulse rate, you can also quantify kung gaano ka kapagod. So, nagmayat ayan. You can quantify kung gaano ka na kapagod in terms of physical activity. So, walking is 2.0 in terms of light. So, the highest here is the basketball game, 8.0. Cycling is biking, 10 siya, 10. So, this is the kilogram per minute of oxygen being consumed. Sir, makompute? Yes. Football and swimming, tennis for singles, 8.0. So, pareho ang intensity ng basketball at tennis singles. Kasi pareho silang 8.0. In badminton, 4.5. In volleyball, it's 4. Kasi yung badminton, pwede siyang single. Kasi yung volleyball, team siya, team. So this is how you compute your milliliter per kilogram per minute of oxygen being consumed. This is your intensity. Sir, ano yung mga rodet itata? Toy. Kung meron ka ng MET tapos ka ng mag-basketball, 8 na yan, 8.0. Kung kaya mong mag-basketball, 8.0, ibig sabihin, kayang-kaya mong mag-play ng instrument, mag-badminton, because you achieve already this one, vigorous, greater than 6 MET. Now, if you walk lightly, ito siya 2.0, you can allot your energy expenditure for another workout based from this one. Meron tayong table. So, you refer this, nandito, this on the chp.gov.hk. So, for some workout, this is to remind you again that Sir Ariel achieved this body type. So, from 50 kilos, 2012, to 85 kilos, 2018, to 68 kilos, 2000. The question is, what is your fitness goal? What is your fitness goal? These are examples of physical activities and exercises for your upper body. This is the arm stretch, standing quadriceps or your legs for the flexibility. It stretches your muscles in the lower extremities, calf and side legs, and your hamstring. And for your flexibility exercise, for your strength and endurance, wall push up, deep butt bridge, and your sit up. So, nasa for muscular endurance lahat to, in your core, in your examples of physical activities and exercises, planking, side up oblique, chair push up, push up. So for videos, meron akong link dito, pwede nyo siyang i-follow kung kaya ng internet connection. Kung hanya kaya, damot dito in your module. These are the links. Pwede, ito muna kayo sa low impact. Low impact muna kayo. And then, there are applications na pwede ninyong i-follow or sundin. So, okay siya for different types of gender, from male to female. So, gender sensitive siya, okay? Meron tayong workout for men, meron tayong workout for women, if kung anong gusto mong i-achieve. So, Google nyo lang sa Google Play Store. Maraming mga, I recommend this. Ito, home workout, women workout, lose weight, marami siya. So, these are just additional recommendations. If you want offline, pwedeng mga to. If you want online, if you want to be more specific, ito siya. Your Google Apps. And then, you may also submit your answers online. Just click on this link, answer kayo ng konting PARQ, and then submit ng file. Okay lang to. If that is if you can submit online. Okay lang naman kung submit kayo sa yung module niyo sa answer sheet niyo. I-appreciate nga pala yung nagpasa ng mga answer sheet na with proper label. Thank you with proper label, magandang pagkakasulat. Good job kayong lahat, yung mga nagpasa ng ganun na papel. Sa mga nag-complete ng module, I know, mahirap ang module, but i-schedule para hindi kayo masyadong mahirapan, okay? So, okay na, nakopy na to ang ating link kung saan kayo pwedeng magpasa. Also, your poster, okay, just send it to the grade 11 group chat. Doon kayo mag-submit. Kasi could you imagine, lahat ng grade 11, 189, mag-PM sa akin, siguro ako ma-open no ko aminin. Kaya, to JK Latan. Now, if you want, you can create yung group chat for PE, but then, I suggest yun na lang sa group chat natin kasi I am the PE teacher of all grade 11 naman. So, imagine that 189 mag-PM sa akin or yung iba nagpasa naman sa envelope, it's okay lang. Yay. So, these are the fitness goals. Secret na ginawa ni Sir Ariel to, aside from less carbs, less sugar, less sweets, less oily foods, more on protein siya at gulay at prutas, of course, water. Meron tayong 4 principles: overload, progression, specificity, reversibility. We have also the frequency, intensity, time, type, and we have the parts of an exercise program. These are the ways on how to achieve this one. Okay? We have questions, grade 11. Proceed na tayo sa module. Anak, damagin nyo yung module, grade 11. Wala ba tayong questions? Questions, please. You can comment on the chat box. Do you have questions for activity 1? Grade 11, please. Hello, grade 11. One, Lawrence, thank you. I believe you understood all the questions, the activities. Okay, activity 1 is fitness quest. So, determine lang kung cardio, flexibility, muscular, yan. Okay. Activity 2, word hunt. Isinulat nyo ba lahat ng pati mga yung box? Grade 11. Ay, okay. Nalpas na. Okay. Hindi ang pinakalpas, okay sa akin na isulat nyo na lang yung words na nakita ninyo or word na nakita ninyo para hindi na kayo mahirapan, okay? Then, how to get your target heart rate. Yan. So, we have also activity number 3. So, nandiyan naman, meron pang konting reflection. Activity number 4. Just fill in the blanks. Activity 5, your fitness program. Yung questions here, activity 5. And then, the assessment is 1 to 15, ABCD. Additional activities, planking. Grade 11, napadasan ba kami nag-planking? Comment your answer, yes or no lang. Planking, nag-planking kayo ba? Yes. Mano minutes, Gianna? I know kung ilang minuto or seconds. 31 seconds. Day 1 pa lang yon, Gianna, day 1. So day 1, when I know, nariga talaga, yung planking, that it will improve your tummy. I-flatten na pa. Also, your core body, tumangkin pa, can lessen fat, actually. This is the easiest way. Planking. Easiest, sir. So, kung kaya ninyo, i-compute nyo to from day 1 to day 30 dito sa activity 6. Ilang minutes yung day 30? Please comment. Day 30. Itakman, iganan nyo ta module yun. Day 30. Jed, Maui, Roda, Torres, Gab, Jomer, Alexa, Gel, Jed, Jenlin, Maui, Roda,
5,
Jomer,
sir. Ay.
5. 5 minutes. Thank you for answering. 5 minutes. Okay, thank you. How about ni Jomer? Jomer, naka ilang seconds ka ng planking? Your highest. You can comment your answer na lang, okay? Your planking. Jomer. Hello, Jomer? Jomer rin. Okay? So, question grade 11, di kita nag-answer online, nag-hashtag PH11 Milk 1 active A8 ay naka-upload kayo for some, hindi maka-upload. Naka-upload kayo grade 11. IG, okay, how can I search that? Sige. Sige. If it is IG, i-koilatan, mabalin nyo. Sige, kinakton. Basta you use the hashtag, Jenlin. And then, yung mga poster ninyo, you can send that in grade 11 GC. Grade 11 GC, doon kayo mag-submit. Kasi dapat mo makita, di other grade 11. That's my purpose. Oo. Kapag PM kasi, makabatabunan. Doon kami ti GC min ubing. GC for each subject, GC the school, GC per barangay, kasi kami ti GC min, group chat. So, mas makita if you're going to upload in the grade 11 group chat. Okay. Do you have questions? Grade 11? Damagin nyo tatan. Take note, lagyan ng label lahat ng mga papel. Paki-label. Okay? So, kung wala na kayong questions, this is your teacher. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, be productive. Of course, pray. So, see you again next week because ito lang schedule natin. Hati kami kay Ma'am Bringas with our schedule. Ito nga kasto Anyway, ang PE is once a week since every 2 weeks tayo. So, twice. So, 2 hours kung kaya. Kung wala ng questions, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. Stay safe. Goodbye, class, grade 11.